Artists during the Renaissance looked back to those before them while incorporating a greater sense of light and color through new mediums. Creating a sense of space was a major innovation. Art during the Renaissance was mainly for religious purposes. Oil paint was first used, replacing egg tempera as a major art medium of the time. Shadowing gave the illusion of there being a solid. Perspective was important because it made sure there was one common place for everything. Chiaroscuro is a method for applying value to a 2D piece of artwork to create an illusion of there being a 3D solid form. Filippo Brunelleschi is considered to be the first Renaissance architect. He engineered the dome of the Florence Cathedral, Santa Maria del Fiore, also known as Duomo. Brunelleschi's buildings create a sense of harmony. Leon Battista Alberti constructed the De Re Edificatura. Alberti recreated the glory of the ancient times through architecture. He based his facades of the Tempo Malatoniano and the Church of Santa Maria Novella on Roman temple fronts. Alberti created meaning with his buildings. It wasn't just about the building, it was about the reason why. Andrea Palladio was the chief architect of the Venetian Republic. There was a large demand for villas, so Palladio decided to specialize in domestic architecture. But he designed two churches in Venice and Riendeor. Most of his villas were Roman models of country villas. Symmetry, axility, and clarity were the basic principles on which Palladio used. These were used in rural England and later American colonies. Authors in the Renaissance time period wrote of the awakening of the Dark Ages and what they had been through in those times. Their motivation was overcoming the Dark Ages and their religious beliefs. The greatest innovation of the Renaissance time period was the printing press. The printing press made books easier to get and they were much faster. Religion influenced Renaissance literature greatly. People wrote of the rebirth of passion and creativity. Poetry and plays were very popular in those times. Paradise Lost was considered the grandest poem in the language, written by John Milton. In classrooms in America, Shakespeare is still taught. He is known as the world's greatest storyteller. Everyone knows of Romeo and Juliet. The Sonnet 18 is also a very popular piece by Shakespeare. That's still used today. In conclusion, Renaissance art is still very popular. The techniques innovated and came up with in that time are still taught in classrooms, and artists today use them to create their masterpieces. Colonial-style houses are popular today as well, just as they were in the Renaissance. We use their architecture every day to create homes and villas just like they did. The printing press was one of the greatest inventions that they came up with in that time period, and we still use it today, just a more high-speed and innovative version of it. William Shakespeare is still taught in many classrooms, and there have been many movies based off of his play Romeo and Juliet. Authors today write of love like he had back then. Therefore, the Renaissance has greatly influenced our world today. Without all the amazing things that they did, we might not be able to do all the amazing things that we do.